So I'm Eric Lepors. This is Pierre Laborde, and we are from Thales in Brest, France. It's okay? Okay. So and we will show you something we have built more than 10 years ago. And okay, yeah, I will speak loud. It was, we had the necessity to build UI for customers, and we had to build specific UIs with modern widgets. And we decided recently to, because Stefan always says, why don't you share this with the community? It was not possible because Thales don't want to share everything on open source. But we succeed just recently, and we started to port all we had in the past in VisualWorks Smalltalk. And this now is able to run in Faro. So Pierre will start.
Yes, I've made a simple demo to show you our graphical engine capacities. So just launching, is it okay? Like that, okay. Hop. So I've done just 3 balls with a label. So you have here the basic rendering capacity of our graphical engine. The objective to have that on Faro is to share with the team who made block our needs, our features that we can have in block. Basically, it's that. So here you have a simple draw with interaction. For example, you can see here a ball with a light effect, with a pearl effect, with a shadow. And this is just simple shapes. You can move here like that. It's very easily. You can decompose each element. So this is the basic capacity of each graphical engine. You have gradient, you have shapes, you have interaction with the mouse. This is basic. Eric, if you can add, don't hesitate.
I asked Pierre, can you do something beautiful with simple shapes? So Pierre is more the designer part of the team. And he said me, okay, it's easy. So you compose graphical effects to do very beautiful things. Basics elements are just circles with colors. But if you assemble them, you can do things like that. And our customers wanted to have, very beautiful drawings, or maybe some kind of interactors of new generation responding to some kind of constraints in terms of colors, in terms of shapes, because they are like that in the plane, or so you can do something, everything you want with the UI, so it has to be constrained in a very small zone. So the designer have to have the possibility to do everything with the drawings. So we have done this.
So after we are working on a basic graphical editor, because we need to edit and build our UI with the mouse. So here we have a small prototype like that. So I open the editor on this view, and I have the details of the composition, the graphical composition of the view. For example, here the ball, which is a container which contains some shapes. You see the shadow, the reflect, the stroke, and the body. And I can here modify each properties of the graphic. For example, is visible, true, false, up. It's very easy. And I can move the shape to 50, poof. Okay. So this is easy. So not all features are in the editor, but I can, if I want, I can add a button. I can some shapes in the view. I will do that in the code. So I'm getting the view. So I have the view here, and I can add some elements. So I will create a button. Get button default, and I will add to the view. I think it works. Okay, I have my button here, but it's empty. I can get my button and set a text. Label, hello. Do it. Okay, it's not. Yes, it's a temporary. Okay. So no problem. Save get shape. I have some on the container or on the view. We have some getter to get some shapes. Yes, those shape. It's not. It's dirty, but it's working. Okay, I think it's working on the model.
And before we had that, when Pierre is recovering the shape, we started to directly draw using Kero Graphics basic API. Everything we had in
no problem. I'll go back to the editor and I have the button here.
Yeah.
Okay, it's here. No problem. Save label. Hello. Okay, this is hello. Good. Yeah. I check the draggable function is to move easily the shape. I move the button here. And now I add an action on the button, which with self-alt, basic, okay, do it, okay. Now, if I click on the button, I have an alt. So this is easily to build some UI like
associate
that.
the block closure with the action pattern of the button.
So did you ported everything from
Everything, the question is, did we port everything to Faro? From VisualWorks? Not everything, I think, but what is useful now and what is old and old-fashioned, we just not port it. So I think it's the latest version, we want to synchronize the version because we still have versions that are running now in VisualWorks, and we want to make the bridge and have both environment and compare things.
So we have over demo. Sometimes it's working, sometimes not. We be. So here, this is the animation. All is in Cade. Cade is the name of our graphical engine, and all is in Cade. Donc we have the capacity to animate some shapes. It's like cool. Okay. This demo is interesting because it's a feature for our needs. That's the buffering. Yes. Here we have some square, a lot of square, and each frame, all square are rendering. But this is not very fast. You can see if I move the ball is
slow. Yeah.
This is not fluid. If I choose to get all the square and bufferize all the square in the one element, so like that, it's buffering. And now, if I move the ball, it's read. Because all the shapes are rendering in one time, not each independent. So that's important to us to optimize some static part of the design to buffer it.
Because all the square will not move here. They are moving at random, but if you decide to fix it in a buffer, so it's rendered only one time. And after the circle goes just in front of the buffer.
Here, this is a demo for the clipping. The rendered shape is this shape, and you have here a clipping zone, which like a square with an angle, and a circle here to clip precisely our shape. This is our features.
You have the ability to draw maybe a star. The star will be.
If I opening the editor on the whoops. Okay. Okay, I have here details of the view. You can see the 6 containers. With each container, there is simple parts. Okay, it's not. Very a lot of shapes. This one is clipped, so I unclip that with nil. Up. if I go back here, this is unclipped. Okay, it's just simple features, but very useful for us.
And you can use every polygon to clip.
After ESUG, okay, interaction zone. It's the interaction zone. It's interesting for us. You know, here in this demo, I have a light is off, and when I over the yellow square, I switch on the light. So this is the basic behavior of each graphical engine. So, but sometimes we need to develop a tactile interface, which is more less precise than a mouse cursor. So we need to add an interaction zone
beyond the shape.
Beyond the shape to be enabled when the finger is on it, but not very on the shape, like that. You know, there is a circle around the square, and I can imagine my finger. Is it okay? I can switch on the light. We have some SVG demo, so it's a basic SVG parser, but we have the need to import SVG from Inkscape, for example, and to decode here. So this is a SVG pass. And after I will try to show you we have a demonstration of how we get in one application, which is named Skin Application. This is cool for show to you all of our working widgets.
Yeah. It's still in progress, so.
Yeah. But if you open this application in our VisualWorks implementation, this is the same appearance. Yeah. So you have here. It's okay?
It's okay.
Okay. A demo of our widgets. So we have the button, disable button here, push button, etc.
Input field.
Some input fields, disable input fields, some progress infinite loop, etc. Some tabs. Here some
combo box.
You can see a combo box with button menu. Here some tables. I can select a line, I can sort the columns, etc., etc. So there is some checkbox, some widgets, etc., etc. Text editor, some buttons with a different look and feel.
And what is useful with this work is that we can reuse very old mockups we had 10 years ago. We are able to load our old specs, graphical specs, and be able to load it in Faro. It's very cool. To be able to restore old things and be able to, you know, a customer from 5 or 6 years ago wants to maybe rework his mockups. We will now be able to connect Faro things on Faro other API or connectors we had we have now in Faro, and connect to the new mockups and be able to show more than we are. Okay, sorry, question? Yeah.
What is the underlying drawing machinery, block or?
So the question is, what is the underlying drawing machine? The underlying drawing machine was anterior to Athens. So it was pure chirographics we used. So now for this work of porting things to Faro, we use Athens directly.
Okay.
But in the future it will be...
Yeah, it's not our priority for the migration to the open source, but we need to have a more efficient backend. I don't know, yeah, but for us it's to use block at the
We want to replace all the mockups things that we have in Cade today with block. And this objective is not to be efficient. It's a way to share what we have in terms of design patterns, in terms of organization of shapes and things like that. The layouts, everything we have, we publish it. So maybe some people can find useful thing in it. And we want now to use block to replace everything that is here, because it's more efficient to work with the community than working alone with this kind of thing, which is quite old now. And there is quite of old things that, okay, it's still working, and we still do a lot of beautiful things, but I think it's better to work with everyone and build something new and efficient with all the community. And have maybe tomorrow the ability to mock up things with everyone here.
Let me ask the real question then, which was, this looks like a very complete set of widgets. And is it running on top of Morph? Is it running on top of Block? Will this thing here be, once you have ported the kind of things you want to port, will it then immediately work on GTK, etc.? So are we seeing a competitor to spec? No.
No.
I'm just
It's not the objective. The question is it, in a way, is it a competitor to spec? It's not the objective. The objective is it's running over Morphic right now, and we didn't optimize the graphical part of which is working on Athens, because I repeat, our objective is not to have an efficient thing right now. We just want to be able to, in the future, be able to get CAD things and maybe have it in block. You know, to have BL elements, and in it maybe a CAD interactor in it with a wrapper maybe. If everything is run by block and all the backends, it's what we want. We don't want to maintain this. I think it's not the good way to do. I think.
It's for sharing all features and pattern and bad functionality of our framework, because there is a lot of bad that we
patterns.
Pattern, yeah, maybe that we don't have in a block.
And just something I will add, it's that Thales now, the new strategy is, I think, to share more open source code, to be able to, have the ability to exchange with the communities. And I think it's better for us, because in the past, I was trying to say it's very efficient to discuss and to share things with community to benefit the one with the others. And now it's a strategy, so it's better for us, because we can share with you and